Well, we're here at PressConf 2025. I'm with Michelle Frechette, and Michelle does many things, wear many hats, but you're the community manager, director of post status?
I'm the executive director.
Executive director. Yep. I was close.
You were very close.
Just so close, but so far. Michelle, I'd love to know, what do you think of PressConf so far?
Yeah, so this is my first time ever attending. Like I never went to Pressnomics before. So this is my first time at this event. It's been amazing. Truly, truly amazing. I have made deeper connections, and I've made new connections of people that I knew superficially, like through Twitter and things like that, but that I hadn't actually like sat down and had conversations with before. And so I've deepened some relations and begun new friendships. I have a whole notebook full of ideas to take home with me. And some of those talks were inspirational business-wise, and some were just inspirational life-wise and truly touching. Like when you go to a conference and you get tears in your eyes because of how honest and raw people can be in sharing of themselves and their lives, it's hard to explain how that makes you feel. It's just been amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you've been to many WordCamps. So for someone who's considering coming in 2026, they think, I'm already going to a WordCamp or several WordCamps. What do you feel is different about PressConf that makes it worth the extra trip here?
Sure. Well, it feels a little more intimate, first of all, because you're not like trying to find people in a crowd of 2,000, say, right? Even 1,000 is a lot of people. So it's a little more intimate. And because there's no recording, you can't like take pictures of people's slides, all of that. It allows the speakers to be that much more authentic and not worry about whatever they say or if there's a blip or whatever going out on the internet, where then they have to like explain themselves or whatever. They can be more real from the stage. And I think that that's been phenomenal because I think it helps you learn so much more when people can let their guards down. And it makes you feel like you can let your guard down here too, because like, what happens here stays here kind of thing. And really just allows you to deepen those relationships, learn more about WordPress, all of the other topics, AI and security and the things that people have talked about, and the community, and how I think it will, events like this will help the WordPress community grow, because there has to be more than just what's sponsored by WordPress, right? So there's color codes events coming up. There's an event, I can't remember the name of it, coming up in like Minneapolis, St. Paul. There's so many things. There's so many more types of things that we can do as a community to help each other grow. It doesn't all have to be at a WordCamp. And so you have the opportunity to kind of focus in on these different, more topics, more intimate topics, more focused topics than you might at a WordCamp, where it's kind of like trying to reach everybody for everything. You get an opportunity to look in advance and decide if that's something you want to be part of. And I would encourage anybody to decide that it is something you should be part of.
Yeah, one thing that was interesting to me about PressConf is at WordCamps, a lot of us fall into the hallway track. Yeah. Sometimes you may only go to one talk or two talks, sometimes no talks. I've honestly been to WordCamps where I guess like the only talk I go to is the Q&A at the end with Matt. But it's interesting, this idea that PressConf feels more businessy, yet you're encouraged to be at every single talk.
Right.
Which it almost feels counterintuitive, but I think it works because the quality of the attendees here is very high. And that's nothing against WordCamps. No. It's just a different pool of attendees. It's WordCamps, you've got a lot of the community, just WordPress users, contributors. Here, it's sort of that C-level executives,
well, it costs a little bit more to attend, too. And I think that's a great thing, first of all, because I think that the people who organize events like this should make something for their time, right? And they're not rolling in the dough after this, but at least they've, maybe been able to compensate some of the time that they spent on it. And I think that's important. And I think that allows them to dig deeper and do more. But because also that it is a little bit more expensive, you are that much more committed to learning from the events and things that are happening, the talks that are happening. So yeah, did I miss one or two because I was having deep conversations with somebody? Of course.
Sure.
But did I attend more than I ever do at a WordCamp? Also, yes.
Yes. Well, Michelle, what's next for you? I know are you an organizer with WP Accessibility Day?
I am. So WP Accessibility Day, I am on the marketing team for that. And we'll be hitting you up to get on your podcast because we're getting lots of people out there doing the PR for it. That falls October 15th and 16th. They're holding it on my birthday. They didn't ask, but I said it's good. It's good. No, but it'll be October 15th and 16th. It's a 24-hour online event so that it can reach everybody wherever they are, and also recorded, so you don't have to worry about missing any of those. But it's an amazing, amazing day to learn more about accessibility, which actually benefits everybody, as we know, but also really pulls people together over a common bond, which is making sure that the web is accessible to people who have any number of things that cause us to be inaccessible, right? From, of course, blind and visually impaired, people who are deaf and hard of hearing, but there are people with neurological disorders, there are people with PTSD and having things flash, and there are people who have epileptic seizures if there's flashing on a monitor. So all of those things are things that people don't think about, and they really need to learn about to make sure that the web is accessible to everybody.
Amazing. Well, Michelle, thanks for taking the time to chat.
It's my pleasure.
Hope to see all of you next year at PressConf 2026.
Be here or be square. I know it doesn't rhyme, but it's okay.
It works.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Sure.